Hello crafters, just got another quick video. This card is one again that we made at our February class. It sort of almost looks as if it's shaping in. It's got a sort of a 3D look, but it's just a clever way of the way the papers are positioned. And it's just plain inside, but you could easily make a gift card pocket on the inside of it. So we'll get started. So here's my kit. Now the piece of designer series paper is from Charming Day, and so are the stamps that I've used. The first thing we want to do is to cut the paper, positioning the points exactly in the track of the trimmer. Start in the middle so that you don't hit the corner of the paper and make it scrunch up. But you also need to turn it and cut it the other way, making sure you hold those two pieces together. It's easy enough, and you could, if you wanted to, put some post-it note or something in them. So we've cut it now into 4, and then what we're going to do, I'll turn it up that way because the flowers are facing that way. What we're going to do now is just to flip those two to create that image or impression of it being, 3D. Okay, so tombow those pieces on, keeping them away from the edge because that was the whole plan, was to just leave a gap, and also to leave a tiny gap between each of the pieces of designer paper so that they do give you that 3D impression you probably wouldn't get if you didn't. Okay, so that's going to leave a little gap in the middle, which is correct. And then the two pieces, sorry to reach in front of the camera, two pieces that fit. You could use a different paper altogether, but usually with the double-sided designer series paper, you do get a contrast that works. This is such a pretty paper, and my girls at class love this. They love purples, and this one is Blackberry Bliss. And my card base is 8 inches by 5 3/4. I think 5 3/4 or 5 1/2. Maybe 5 1/2. Yeah, 5 1/2. Right, so the piece that went on that I cut both ways was just 1/4 inch smaller. So that would have been, if the card's 5 1/2, it would be 5 1/4 that way and 3 3/4 that way. This is for the inner, so we just want to put a strip that's cut off the bottom. Why waste it? It's ever so pretty. Like that. And we'll try. Can't find my paper snips, which is so annoying, so I'm having to use these other random ones. Right. And this could be landscape or portrait with the same design. Okay, pop that to one side. Now this piece I want to stamp with the flower, which is a single flower and some leaves, in bubble gum. And that's because I don't like, I'll put the finished card here, I don't like seeing a lot of white space. So this is just really to fill in that space. Barely can see it, but it is visible. But I probably need to re-ink that pad. Usually know they need re-inking when they start to get a bit sticky on the pad. Right, so we'll attach that to our piece of which is about 64, if you wanted in millimetres, by, only because that's what's facing me, by about 76, or I'll show you on the trimmer, it is about 2.5 by 3. And then this one there will be 2.25 by 2.75. And that's going to go on there. So we'll put that up on dimensionals. Got to elevate things. Always looks so much better. Cards are so quick and easy, especially once you've done the design. I must admit I'm not the first one to do this design. It was somewhere on YouTube, and I'm sure several people have done it. And I'm just giving this a, see, it's got about the same gap there and there. Probably could go up a little bit to make the gap even, but that's absolutely fine. And then in this piece here, I've die cut the rose, which is gorgeous. And it doesn't actually cut right out. It's a neat die. And this one here I also want to elevate. Might just put some under those leaves with these little pieces off the edge. Maybe one there. And one. A bit big, I'll just trim it. And there, take the back off. Okay, we'll put that across. It can go straight or it can go across. We'll do it straight. Sing the other ones across. And then we want to stamp the happy birthday, which is in Blackberry Bliss. And this is out of the same stamp set. What was it? Charming Day. Trim it back. Trim that back a bit. That. Piece for the other one. And then this can get stuck onto the mat. Trim it back a little bit so it's got an even border all the way around. And then this is going to go over here. So what I might do is just put Tombow this end and a dimensional the other end, because it's kind of elevated. Oh, better put the Tombow that end. Okay, so that there. And then these embellishments are the adhesive back pearl trio, which may or may not still be available. And this lovely purpley colour is perfect. One there. See how you take your pick tool, just picks up the embellishment and just pop it exactly where you want it. Love this tool. Card done. How easy was that? So very little difference. One, which do you prefer, the straight flower or the one on the angle? But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.